Hey lovelies, it is your host, Kimberly of the Self-Love Witch Podcast. I am dropping another banger today, and y'all, today is the perfect day to drop this podcast here, because when I tell you, baby, today has been a day. Of course, as you can see from the title of this podcast, the title of this episode is called Peace Over Bullshit. Now, I realize that people would rather you stress and show your behind versus you choosing peace and you choosing not to engage, because that's just something you just rather not do. And you know what gets me is when people come to you with nonsense and just drama. First of all, I live a very drama-free life. I do not, and I get called bougie for it. I get called uppity for it. It is what it is. I'm not about to argue with you. If you're committed to misunderstanding me, then that's just what you choose to do. I am not about to fight. I am not about to continue to dwell on chaotic things. And I'm not about to make you or make myself feel forced to lower myself to act like how you're acting or engage in certain things, right? But what I notice is when you do choose peace over bullshit, people try to tell you that you are just way too sensitive, or like I was called spoiled, which was crazy to me. I was called spoiled because I prefer to not be around drama. That's a new one for me, y'all. I'm sorry. That's a new one for me. You are so spoiled. I'm sorry. I'm spoiled because I don't like drama and I prefer peace in my life. First of all, I'm not spoiled because everything that Kim has, she's gotten it by herself, number one. And even if I do get things from other people, or if I do get things handed to me, it is from the Most High above, and it is approved. So if you have an issue with it, take it up with God, baby. That's what I say. Take it up with God. You got an issue? Take it up with God. That's my creator. Take it up with God. But you know, it's just so crazy how even in the midst of you choosing peace over bullshit, people will still take that as an act of violence. and I really want to talk about it, because people think, so let's say for instance someone's approaching me with I'm taking a trip, right? I've taken a trip out of state. I came to Florida, which I'm originally born and raised in Florida, but I will never move back here because the people here, no offense if you're a Floridian like me, but I can say this because I was born and raised here. They're just rude, okay? Just rude and hostile majority of the time. There are a select few who are very nice people, but most of the time they're not from here. But it's very rude and nasty sometimes, right? It must be the heat, I'm assuming. But so I've noticed, I'm coming from North Carolina, okay? North Carolina, that is a state of Southern hospitality. We say yes ma'am, no ma'am. There is this certain level of respect that people have for each human being. But some areas you go to in the world, I feel like they wake up and say, I'm going to disrespect everyone I come across today. And so, so with that being said, that's where I am right now, right? So I'm back home in Florida, just visiting. And I noticed I haven't even been here for 24 hours, y'all. I have literally been put into about 4 situations full of drama, full of confusion, and full of nonsense. I have literally gone through about 6 life lessons in the last 24 hours. I am beginning to believe that this place is a place of karmic lessons for me. I'm guessing because my ancestors have been in Florida for hundreds of years, that when I come here, it's a place of lesson learning. Kind of like it's a lot of ancestral karmic debt here. That's what I'm starting to believe here. And maybe that's why I sometimes want to come back, but every time I come back, it's like I'm being taught a huge lesson. And I guess it would make sense. But, I guess it would make sense. But that's besides the point. It's not besides the point, but that's a huge factor. But right now, like I was saying, sorry, y'all, I'm watching the crows and the squirrels. They're all just, coexisting in peace. Like I wish we could do as humans. I don't like drama. I don't like chaos. But I notice when you're like that, when you're a person like me who doesn't like that and you stay away from it, they take that as an act of violence. They take it as like, oh, like you could not like me and I'll just pretend like you don't exist. That's my way of choosing peace. But to some others, that is an act of violence. That is an act of disrespect. I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry. Like, I don't understand how people can get so worked up from people who mean nothing to them. I don't get how people can wake up angry at the world. I don't get how people can wake up and just not want to be genuine with themselves and with others. I don't get how people can wake up and just decide, I'm going to choose violence today. Maybe it's me. Maybe because I've calmed down and I worked on myself. I'm not going to say I don't understand why people wake up angry, because I understand how it can happen. But my thing is, we have a choice, man. And I just don't know how people wake up with the same drama lingering in their bloodline and just wake up on the same stuff from a week ago. It's just crazy to me. And I choose peace over bullshit because, one, honey, I'm the type of person, listen, if God wants to put me through certain situations, I will go through the situation. But I am not a slow learner, okay? Put me through the situation once, I'm going to learn my lesson. For some things, like, family, just things where, like, you have to work on your boundaries, close loved ones that you care about. We all have to go through that process of learning our boundaries and learning to be firm in them. And sometimes you have to go through lessons over and over. But choosing peace over bullshit is an extremely, it's not easy. It's not as easy as it looks. And I've gone through enough mess to know that I know the warning signs. And so I choose peace for a reason. Not because I'm soft. Not because I don't give a fuck. But because I've been there, done that. And I know that me reacting to that is of no purpose of benefit to me. And I know how it said that common sense is not common. That's very true. Common sense is not common. And some people say common sense is for common people, which I agree with both of those statements. What's lacking is critical thinking skills. Kind of like how you could tell someone, hey, please don't talk to me like that. I do not like when you speak to me like that. Some people would take that as an act of violence. People are so used to just acting out irrationally and doing stupid things that when they come across someone who knows how to use their mouth in a way that's not offensive, but it's so direct and it's done so peacefully that it feels like a blow. But really, it's just a symbol of, like, I don't want war, but I want peace. I don't care if I have peace with you. I just want peace within myself. And some people don't like that. They're like, oh, okay. You want to have peace with yourself, but you don't want to have peace with me. So that means you really don't give a fuck about what I'm saying. And it's like, yeah, that's true. I don't. people don't understand. People who have gone through a lot of life-changing, traumatic things in their life, certain things don't matter. And for some people who go through a lot of things, even to this day, everything is a huge situation. People who suffer from PTSD, the smallest things can cause a huge reaction. And me going through traumatic situations, my decision to walk away from drama and walk away from stuff, that is me choosing myself, because I'm not doing it. And I just want to encourage everyone on here, if you're a person like me who chooses peace over bullshit, not because you're scared or not because whatever reason, it's just because you've been there, done that. You know when certain situations are fruitful, and you know when certain situations are literally just distracting. And you just have to choose who you're around so wisely. My God, so wisely. Like, with your friends, with your family, with your parents. Because let's be real, a lot of us have chaotic parents. Let's be very real. A lot of us have very chaotic parents that really are kind of like 12-year-olds in a grown woman's or man's body. And that's another topic. Not even gonna touch on that. But it's just like I'm noticing now, we have to be so protective over ourselves in our lives, you guys. We have to be so protective and so intentional, because it could really be life or death, y'all. It could really be this or that. Oh, God. And it's like, when you choose peace over bullshit, when you just choose peace over everything, and you're used to drama because that's what you were raised around and that's all you knew. And it's kind of like I went through a time period where I was so not used to peace that I seeked drama. I seeked a little confusion in my life. I seeked a little mishevel. And to this day, I'm still working on it. I'm still working on choosing peace and not thinking my life is boring just because it's quote unquote uneventful, because I don't have any dramatic, crazy things happening. My life is extremely peaceful. If you think your life is boring, sometimes you have to ask yourself, if you may be suffering from PTSD, or because sometimes what that could just mean is you're used to a chaotic life, and once your life is not chaotic anymore, you get so bored and you think you're depressed and you think that your life is crazy, but really your life is at peace and you just don't know how to operate in that state. And sometimes peace is not recognizable to those who have been around chaos in their lives for long periods of time. Whew, that was powerful, but that's a true statement. People who have been around chaos nonstop, people who don't even know what it feels like to wake up and just be able to make themselves a nice cup of tea and sit down and read a book. There are people who, as soon as they wake up, there is chaos in their homes. There are people who have stress from the minute they wake up to the moment they lay their head. And sometimes it could even be coming from others. It sparks anxiety. I could speak of my own experience, but that'll be a whole nother episode if I want to tell my story, which I one day will. I'm low-key feeling like I need to write a book about this whole life experience, because when I tell you, it has been 2019 to 2021 has been such a shifting experience. And sometimes when you think your life is boring and you're not used to peace, sometimes you gotta be dragged through the chaos again to make you realize how good you actually have it. I took a trip here because I was like, listen, I want to see family. I want to have a good time. It's the summertime. It's Florida. Hello. When I tell you I want nothing more right now than to hop in my car and drive back to North Carolina and mind my business happily, that's all I want to do. And that's what I'm going to do. Because, like I said, it's about the people you're around as well, you know. People don't emphasize that. They tell you, you know, it's your mindset. But it's kind of like how they say when you put a molded fruit next to another fruit, they're gonna affect each other. And a lot of clashing comes from just spirits just not being able to vibrate together because they're so different. They're on different frequencies, and that's what causes arguments most of the time. Trying to look at everything from a spiritual standpoint too, because I know there are so many things that don't meet the eye. Like, I think about why certain people don't like each other, or why certain people just can't get along. And it's like, what is it really? What is it? What is conflict anyway? You know, what is conflict? Is it just like our traumas and our triggers just like re-emerging, and we don't know how to deal with it, so we just attack the nearest person who made it come up? You know, it's just things to think about. And I love my podcast, and I love that I could just speak my mind, because I am a speaker and I'm a thinker, and just being able to get these things out really helped me gain a lot of clarity. And I'm just so glad that you guys, you know, actually listen. So thank you so much for tuning in. And DM me on the Instagram page, the Self Love Witch Podcast. I would love to just speak with y'all, you know, like that would be amazing too. I would love to know who's listening. But yeah, you guys, just continue to choose peace. Don't let anybody make you feel like you're wrong for choosing peace over bullshit. Because guess what? Bullshit does not pay your bills. Bullshit does not feed you. It does nothing for you but aid you and stress you out. And we are just not on that. This is called the Self Love Witch Podcast. I love myself, so I'm not putting up with none of that BS. I freaking refuse. But yeah, you guys, excuse me sniffling, y'all. I done came here and I'm over here sniffling, sneezing. It's just like, all I gotta say is it's just so crazy how you can find peace in one place and chaos in another. But I digress. Continue to choose peace over bullshit. You do not have to react to everything. I have an affirmation that says proaction, not reaction. Be proactive and not reactive. I try to think, if I do this, what is this gonna do? That's really something to think about. And I don't try to do it from a lazy standpoint. I think if I sit here and entertain this mess, if I know what I know, and at the end of the day, I know I need to make a change. If I know what I know, what use? I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. I'm just going to move differently. Literally. I don't have to engage. Like, I don't have to hold on to things. Why? Because I'm being proactive, not reactive. I'm not going to sit here and feel offended by something that you do. Why? I mean, I could feel it offensive, but I'm not going to hold it in my heart. You want to know why? Because I'm being proactive, not reactive. It's not because I'm a turn the other cheek type of woman, because God knows I am not. An eye for an eye, baby. But it's just, you really turn sour. You literally turn sour. It takes over your whole soul when you hold on and hold grudges. God, that's another thing I want to talk about. Goodness, y'all, I'm just going to film all of these today because I am sitting here in nature. But y'all, don't let anybody taint your spirit. We're going to come across so many people in life, and some of them are going to mean things to us, and some of them are not. Some of them are going to spark changes. Some of them are not. And at the end of the day, you have a beautiful, beautiful life to live that is destined for so much beauty. We literally have so much beauty that we could just create in this world from just our existence. And so many of us are caught up in our stresses. We're caught up in family issues. We're caught up in crazy quarrels of nonsense. We're caught up in stuff that at the end of the day does not feed our soul, and we're losing sight of the beauty of life. Peace over bullshit, y'all. And on that note, I am out. Stay tuned, because I am dropping episodes back to back this week because I have too much to say. But all right, y'all, thanks so much for listening. Follow the Self Love Witch podcast on Instagram. And like I said, DM me. Let me know who you are, where you're listening from. Let me know how you like the podcast, any topics you want me to talk about. And yeah. And I'll start getting this filmed on YouTube. I do want to create it. Create like the dynamic where I'm sitting up speaking in the microphone, and we're just talking and chilling. And yeah, so thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope you all have a blessed day. And remember to always love yourself and choose yourself, because it's not selfish. If you choose yourself, that should not cause any type of issues with anyone else, because they should want what is best for you. All right, now, I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.